OpenAI, which you most likely know from ChatGPT or GPT-4, has become a very popular topic recently. However, you may not know how OpenAI has already been doing crazy technological feats a long time ago. Today, I took a step back and looked at something they had done nearly 3 years back that has been brought to my attention by YouTube's suggestion algorithms. A one-handed Rubik's Cube solving robot. I'm sure that a lot of people have analyzed this robot on the technical side of things, but I haven't seen many that discussed the cube solution from a cubing standpoint. So as a tech enthusiast and speedcuber, I decided to watch the uncut video and do a quick solve critique. Two things that I'm specifically looking for are 1, the method it uses to solve the cube, and 2, the finger tricks that the robot uses. What you need to know by watching this video is the fact that this is a completely self-learned robot. It wasn't hard-coded to turn the cube, but rather through neural networks, or more commonly called AI, it learned how to solve the cube, so it makes the whole project much more impressive. The first move that the robot does is a U move, which makes sense as it is generally the easiest to do in OH as a human, but it is kind of questionable how it did it finger trick wise. But again, if a human were starting to do OH without a reference, perhaps they wouldn't go with the standard finger trick chart either. Looking into their blog, I can actually see that they only taught the robot how to do U and U prime moves, which would make a lot of sense, as nearly the rest of the moves require a relatively complex action of holding the cube steady with a few fingers and turning with the rest of your fingers independently. Of course, the robot also has the ability to do cube rotations because that's pretty much necessary to solve the cube. Something that I noticed just from watching the video is the fact that it struggles quite a bit with the cube misaligning, just a tiny little fraction of a turn, and it requires slightly more force to turn when it is misaligned, and that kind of throws it off a little bit. I do realize they most likely have some form of a custom Rubik's Cube for this project, but potentially it may have been a good idea to pop in a few magnets or whatnot. The robot also appears to be going with the standard reduction method that many computers tend to do, evident through the fact that it sort of builds blocks and then sort of just goes from scrambled to solved in just a few moves. Interestingly enough, the robot seems to reduce the cube into a close to solved state super quickly. The solve in general was very efficient move-wise, way less than the standard 20 or so moves required on a normal solve if you do use the reduction method. Of course, a standard CFOP solve takes around 60 to 70 moves. I had a feeling that the solve that the robot did was not from a completely random scramble. I looked again on their blog and they explained that it did have a 20% chance of successfully solving a cube with the, they said, max difficulty 26 move scramble, and a 60% chance of solving a 15 move scramble. They counted the solve as a fail if the robot dropped the cube or a certain time limit was exceeded. Nonetheless, this robot is still an extremely impressive piece of technology, and even being 3 years old, this is still amazing to watch today. But that's about it for today's video. Make sure to let me know what you think of this video in the comment section, whether or not you'd like to see more of these types of videos in the future. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!